Hello and welcome to the 7th episode of the Dice for Brains podcast. I'm Ross Rockefeller. This is an actual play podcast told in an episodic structure through the course of a season. For the first season, we'll be telling a story set in the Star Wars universe, using Fantasy Flight Games' Star Wars Force and Destiny. Season 1 of the Dice for Brains podcast is brought to you by D20 GameSpot in St. Augustine, Florida. All music is composed and performed by Jared Pennick at Z-Chord Studios in Gainesville, Florida. I was going to read some of the listener email we got, but at the last second, I thought it would be best if I asked for permission before I did so, and I don't really have time to do that before we need to be to air. So stay tuned for that next week. If you want to send us an email, you can send it to diceforbrains@gmail.com or head over to the website, diceforbrains.com, and use the Contact Us link. Just as a warning, starting now, this show may contain Star Wars spoilers. Now, let's meet the cast and get on with the episode.
This is Joshua Reynolds. I'll be playing Gree Tickus, the Twi'lek Sentinel. His emotional strength is his compassion, and his emotional weakness is his hatred.
Excellent. So tell me a time in Gree's life where he got lost in exploration.
Oh, that is interesting. Wow, a time in Gree's life when he got lost in exploration. When he was very, very young, only like about 5 or 6, he got lost out in the crop fields. That was the crops of his owner's crops.
Sure.
Think very like southern plantation stuff. And people get lost in this tall like wheat fields often, and little kids often can get lost and get eaten by predators and everything.
Hi, I'm Susan White. I'm playing Bear the Lesser, who is a warrior aggressor. Her emotional strength is justice, and her weakness is cruelty. And I'm really enjoying the story so far.
Excellent. And can you tell us about a time where Bear the Lesser was lost in exploration?
Sure. She one time took her family's tractor speeder out of the farm range and got lost in the mountains that are behind her family's home. Then she found a creature, which she didn't know what it was, but she asked the creature for directions, and she was able to find her way home again. She got into a lot of trouble, but everything was okay.
Excellent.
I'm David Wright, and I'm playing Zen Malek, the enthusiastic, though somewhat reckless, mystic advisor turned forced exile. And the time that Zen got lost, I think the first time Zen got lost exploring was on his own as a child on Coruscant. Just kind of wandered away from his family and his minders and found his way to a turbolift that took him way down into the bowels of Coruscant, where he was wandering around with the scum and villainy of the lower levels, and it was lost for a good couple days, actually.
But this is like Coruscant scum, so like not like Outer Rim scum.
Actually,
right?
I read any of the old Legends stuff.
Oh,
it was
right.
Pretty bad. But he did fall in with some nice people. I mean, he believes in the goodness of people, because there were people who took care of him until the authorities showed up, and was not reprimanded so much because they were so happy to see him. I mean, he got a beating, but
but not like he looked at Gree. All right, I feel it is an important time in the story to look at our conflict again and give that a roll and see how our morality has fared so far in the story.
Okay.
Everybody needs to grab a D10, and I'm going to tell you what your conflict score is, and then you roll it and tell me the difference. And that is how your morality will be affected. I think Bear just rolled, so let's start with Bear. Bear, your conflict score from the last episodes was 7.
I rolled an 8, so my conflict is now a +1.
your morality is both.
Sorry, my morality is a +1 now.
Well, because, +1. So I believe
Plus
your morality is what right now? I think it was a 54, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Excellent. So 55 is Bear's morality score. We go to Zen next. Zen.
Yeah, let's end on a high note.
Okay, so your conflict is a 5.
All right. And I rolled a 4, so I went down 1.
You went down
I am
1.
now a 51.
Excellent.
Still middle of the road.
And good old Gree.
Good guy, Gree. Good guy, Gree, just getting better all the time. Just climbing for the light. I rolled a 4.
Well, that's not bad. Your conflict was also a 7.
So I rolled a 4. So I'll subtract 3 from my morality score, and I'll go from 43 to 40.
Okay.
So I think that kind of suits what the character's doing as well.
Yep, not bad. All right, so where we left off, you had encountered a giant tunneling, rock-eating worm. I believe
Marcus.
Named Marcus.
Marcus.
We were specifically warned not to harm or kill.
Right. And Bear got up close and personal with Marcus, probably in a way that Rand always wished he could and never could. Womp womp. And if I remember correctly, you had found a couple interesting things.
Mm-hmm. A mining tool, some sort of powerful rock cutter.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I'm going to start calling it.
And a map.
Yep.
Gree would call it a rock cutter. We would call it a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Vroom, vroom.
But yeah, Gree hasn't put it all together yet.
Right, yeah, no.
Right, and the map is not a human-made map. It's
No, it's a human-made map, but it's the tunnels are not human-made.
Yeah.
animal trail map. Yes.
The
Worm
worm
trail map.
And you had a significant triumph, which did something.
We saw
The ghostly finger, like a hand.
I assume a Force ghost was directing us.
So it's something reached out from the other side and drew its finger across the map for us to give us a direction. And we all saw it. So this is sort of the first time I think we all saw some weirdness that verged on the supernatural
like a
together.
Yes.
Yeah. It was.
It's as if you are descending into a place that is strong with the Force.
Very,
Excellent.
very-
So you guys were walking down a tunnel after Marcus, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys are making your way down this. What's the objective? Is you're hoping to pop out some
We're
way.
going to the dead end to
and
see what that
I
was.
mean, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get to Tango? I mean, what's your objective here? You just need to get away.
I think we want to find an
find a
egress
place
from
to
the mine
find
so
a
we
place
don't
to
die
rest
down
and
here.
regroup.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
that's
long-term
Bear's
goal-
hoping is that they'll find an exit.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to be looking for Tenga for a bit because he explicitly said he was not down. I think we have to accomplish something before he's going to want to work with us.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are transversing down this mine shaft. So Marcus is pretty fast, so
He
he
had kind of books on
kind
us.
of gets out of eyesight. The cheap minimal lighting is holding up. Occasionally you'll pass one that flickers.
All right.
Red, rocky, solid geometry kind of everywhere. You'll find pockets of stench and freshly chewed rock every now and then. So as Marcus has been making his way back, he'll pick up some other chunks of rock. He definitely is only going for these ones that are cracked. So you guys have made your way down through a couple connecting shafts.
All right.
You've completely lost sight of Marcus at this point.
As soon as he's out of sight, I stop running.
Okay. Yep. All right. So you guys are you're keeping the map with you, eyeballing it. You're probably about halfway. You go down. This was one of the issues on the map. You weren't sure whether this was going to be up or down, and
Yeah.
down. So you come to a shaft that was basically built by a giant Marcus worm, a Bavva earthworm.
One of the natural formations, because so just to make sure I'm getting it right, there's a mixture of stuff that was hewn out by these cutting tools, and we're following kind of a trail that was from natural.
No, nothing was hewn out by human hands in this mine.
Okay.
This
Everything
is
is like
all.
chewed.
This is all Bavva worm carved mine shaft.
Right on. So it's pretty. So it's doesn't have handholds and stuff and stairs. We're
No,
kind of like-
it goes down, and it goes down kind of steeply and kind of at a slide type angle.
Awesome. I leap.
Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this.
Oh, no.
Zen just went belly first.
No. I think leaping down the slide is reckless enough. I'm going
You might
first.
fall into a belly situation
Kind
just
of
for the heck of it.
foot, butt,
Okay.
slide down,
The butt slide scoot.
light aiming towards forward.
Sure. So the first thing you notice,
I resist the urge to shout yippee.
excellent. The first thing you notice is this is really fun. Unfortunately, you notice the second thing really quickly, and that's that it smells way worse down here.
Oh boy!
Oh my gosh.
But it's not the same as
Zen
the
and his
smells
big
that was coming
ideas.
out of the rock. It's a different kind of smell. It's a different kind of bad smell.
Ooh.
You guys are joining Zen? I should have probably asked you before I told you about the bad smell, because now you're...
All right,
Well, I don't get a chance to tell that.
Bear said this is cool, and so I assumed that Bear went ahead and jumped in, and I just kind of shook my head, twisted my tentacles up, and bit my lip and like, oh, this is a bad idea. And
Sure.
reluctantly start sliding in after them as well.
Excellent. So Bear jumps down, Gree jumps down, and you look over your shoulder right when you start the slide. There's your mom. And you're gone down the tunnel.
What?
You heard me.
What?
So you get to the base of the slide. The lighting has changed completely here. So there's this like iridescent kind of sheen coming up in caves. So they're not tight like these tunnels. They're chewed out up more towards the top. They're rounder. This blue iridescent sheen is about mid-level around the entire cave wall, and the way that it looked like when water's reflected, so it's not a solid, it's kind of moving and shifting and pulling. There's three of these main channels, three of these main little grouping rooms. In them are where the odor's coming from, which is what you would assume to be the fecal matter of a large tunnel worm.
Okay.
It's kind of piled up as it's been, you would assume it kind of slides down here, and this is their toilet, for lack of a better term.
Great find, Zen. It's very pretty.
Don't step in the worm poodoo.
Okay, I'll keep out of the poodoo, but...
And the way it
How
kind
can we avoid it? It's all over the place.
it funnels into like three primary chambers of piles of this loose, well, it's loosely piled, but it's rocky kind of in structure. The center lane, you can see Jelly running straight towards.
What?
Oh, there's food that way.
I thought you kept that thing in your pouch.
I follow
He
Jelly.
says he's hungry again.
Excellent. So you run after Jelly towards the
do.
center tunnel? Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Okay, so as you guys are about to cross into that chamber, you hear your dad from the
Okay.
left chamber.
What? Like call my name, perhaps?
You just hear him. You hear the murmuring, something like that.
Oh.
You hear, help me.
Did anyone else hear that?
No, what's the matter? I listen.
Something's wrong. Somebody's in trouble. Somebody said help me.
First of all, since
Sure. What'd you get?
life science, I spent a light side point.
You spent a light side point to sense.
Since life, just the general sense of life around us, I can sense living creatures. I don't know what the range band is.
So, have you ever been cleaning out a bowl and like turned the water on way too hard, way too fast, and all of it kind of shoots out the top and sprays everywhere? Mm-hmm. That's what happens. You sense life and it gets amplified throughout the entire mine shaft. There's 4 worms left. There used to be hundreds. There's many dead worms. You can feel fear and pain and suffering and agony from these creatures. There are 3 people in this chamber, you included. The thump of life, the communal heartbeat of all living things is getting louder as you progress towards the right tunnel.
I start walking down the right tunnel.
Jelly, in the center of the tunnel, has run towards these rocky outcropping, and he's running circles around it, and occasionally sprinting over the top and down to the other side, and then continued clockwise and counterclockwise, and he's looping all around this thing.
Jelly, for goodness sakes, we're trying to escape. Why do you have to eat right now? All right, let me help you. And I start digging through the...
It's solid rock. It looks like it's like solidified, basically. It's hardened into one giant kind of
this
mass.
is so heavy. I can't move this. Where's that mining tool that we have? Who's got it? Am I by myself in this tunnel?
You're by yourself in everything. You are the only one that can bring real justice You're the only one that can make these people suffer the way they need to suffer. You know they are beating your mother right now, and you are the only one that can do anything about it, and you've got to punch this rock.
I punch the rock.
All right, so explain it to me. Describe it.
I take a deep breath. I focus all my chi. And I draw back my hand. And I step into the punch of this gigantic pile of rocks.
So your fist connects with the outer surface of the petrified fecal matter, which explodes into a cloud as you channel all of that anger into it. And your arm is outstretched in front of you, and you're gripping something tight in your hand, and it is solid and it's hard, and it is the only thing that is keeping you calm right now.
And I bring my hand back and open my palm to see what is inside of it.
So you can hear "help me" from the tunnel.
All right, we're switching over to a grease situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to use my force power of seek to try to find the origin of the cry for help. That
Excellent.
Sounds like my father.
Roll it.
So I just need to roll the 1 force die?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Light side.
All right, so you use seek to... Describe to me exactly what you're using seek to do.
I'm using seek to find the source that was crying for help.
Okay. You are returned 2 things. Your father is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And the source of cry is from that center rocky crop mass in the middle of the room you're standing in.
All right, so I since seek leads me to it, I'm going to go there with the cutting tool and start cutting into it. Well, first I'm going to try to elicit another response, like say hello, someone in there. Do you need help?
Your voice echoes around the room, and when it comes back to your ear, it says, "You can't help anybody."
I start cutting into the rock. I'll show them.
So you kick on the saber.
Yes. I'm gonna. Well, I found it from that center, and I'm gonna start cutting into it, but cautiously, because I don't want to cut somebody in there.
The sound of turning on the tool echoes around the chamber, in a very loud way.
Okay.
And doesn't quite stop. It kind of becomes this hard hum. And you strike the rock with it.
Yeah.
The cutting tool careens off of it like you slammed it against something completely solid.
All right, that's not good. But I don't know any better. I'm going to try again from a different angle.
So you keep whacking at it and whacking at it.
Yeah, if that's what it takes.
It's deflected, it's cracking, there's nothing happening, nothing's doing. You can swear the light on the tool is bending around the thing. And it's really pissing you off.
It is. It's not making me happy. I'm going to try to physically, the rock itself, so I try to put my hand on it. I try to see if I can push it or pull it.
All right, so you put your hand on the rock?
Yeah, I'm going to try to just see if I can just move it, if I can knock it over or something, or something like that. If it seems like the cutting tool is somehow impenetrable to the cutting tool.
So you place your hand on the rock?
Yes, I do.
And a white gauntlet glove of a stormtrooper comes out of it, grabs your wrist, and pulls it into the rock. Your forearm is stuck in the rock. It's completely formed normal around you. You are panicking.
Do we have any light side points left for me to spend?
So down the right tunnel, living force is splashing against you like a mighty ocean.
Okay, swim through it.
Excellent. So you start swimming?
Good old Zen.
All right, so the cave is full with water, and it's black and murky and doesn't smell great. There's this island in the center.
Dive.
All right, so you dive down into the blackness. As you're swimming, which you assume is down because you're an aquatic species and are very, very good at swimming, you can see this pinprick of light from the very base. And it's calling you. It wants you to come quickly, come now, come fast.
I swim towards it.
It just keeps getting farther away and yelling for you to come come, save me, help me. And it's louder. The faster you swim, the farther away it gets.
I stop.
So, Bear, you open your hand, and in it is this tiny, long blue sliver. It looks like a shard of glass or crystal, and it's kind of chirping the way keto birds do in spring mornings in Bavva. And then Jelly sleepily pokes his head out of your pocket and looks at your hand.
Oh my goodness.
That sounded gentle compared to everything else going on.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
I'm looking at this glass shard, and I take my other hand and start feeling the surface of it.
Ross,
Does
is it straight or curved?
Hers is like a long, skinny shard.
So it's straight.
Yeah.
Kind of like the size of a pencil?
Oh no, it's smaller than that.
Oh,
It's
I was
a
picturing
couple
the size
inches.
of a French fry.
Yeah, it's about the size of a
Okay.
French fry, crystal and very like kind of brokey,
All right,
crystal
cool.
shaped.
Yeah.
A chip.
Okay.
It's just cool. I
That's a
want to hear
chip.
more about it.
Yep.
Does it do anything when I touch it with my other hand?
In your
Vibrates.
hand, and as you're kind of playing with it,
Okay.
when you get your, have you played with those reverse magnet things? You can get it to float in between your hands, not quite touching either surface.
That's a cool visual.
When it gets too far away, it kind of slops down to where it was, but you can get it to move in ways you don't expect to be able to.
We're all sitting at the table, putting our hands a
We're
couple
all
of inches
guessing.
apart from each other.
We all three of us are like,
Oh, that's neat.
Your hand is currently stuck in a rock.
oh man. And so I tried to pull away.
You can't pull your arm out of it. It's completely stuck in there. If you pull your arm, it's going to come off.
I try to push forward.
You try to push forward, it doesn't budge. It's a solid rock.
I try to cut it again. With the,
Start beating on it again with this
I
mining
try to
tool.
cut it with the cutting tool. Try to do it a little bit more patiently. Trying to calm myself down because I'm near panic.
Are you
And I
searching
don't
for
wanna panic.
calm?
Yeah, I
right.
don't want to panic here.
Okay, you don't want
and
to
cut
panic
my
here.
arm off accidentally. That's kind of a concern of mine right now. Go
And
figure why.
I had dark side points. God, why'd you have to say that? All right. So you take a good couple whacks at it,
I try to
and
cut it.
very quickly you know this is the wrong approach. You're going to do some real damage.
I'm going to try to will the rocks to let me go.
So your mother's arms come from behind you, and they grab you by the elbow and start pulling your arm slowly out of this rock.
All right.
And it's coming out of it like there isn't a rock there.
Okay. So I'm going through this whole ghost sensation now.
And you get your hand out and spin around, and there's no one in the cave with you.
And I'm loose.
Yep, you spin around, there's no rock in the center of this cave.
I'm going to start. Well, is there anything left in the cave? All right. I just want to look around. Is there any other exit or just the way I came in?
There's not an exit the way you came in.
Oh, this is happening now. I can't. I'm walking around in a
You're
circle.
spinning in a circle, casting a green glow against the wall.
I call out. You know.
Who do you call out to?
Zen, Bear,
It doesn't even echo.
Mom.
Yes.
I start calling. Yeah. Do I hear her?
You see her. She's standing in front of you.
Are you really here?
She shakes her head. But you knew that.
I've missed you so much. I meant to come get you. I couldn't come up with the money before the war came to the planet. I miss you and Dad so much.
She smiles and points up.
I look up.
There's a stalactite that's extended from the ceiling of this cave. When you look up, the green glow from the mining tool gets picked up by the tip of this stalactite and kind of shoots this disco ball-y-esque effect
Something's
across the top.
reflective right there at the tip.
Yeah, some sort of prism-esque thing at the tip of that rocky outcrop.
How far up is it?
You could probably toss the tool.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
All right, so I need a roll.
All right. So what sort of roll am I using here? Agility or brawn?
It's agility plus lightsaber.
Well, I certainly don't have lightsabers.
You don't, so it's an agility roll.
Okie dokie. That's
a mining
2.
tool. Do you have mining tool?
I don't have mining tool.
No.
I don't know why I didn't
Yeah.
have the foresight to take that, but I don't. So if
Available.
I spend a light side, that gives me another dice.
It
Yeah.
upgrades one of your green die to it.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. Can I? All right. And I can't spend strain on this, can I?
No.
All right. Then go.
If you were in combat with the rock.
All right, so this is unusual. I've got a bunch of advantages and 1 failure. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 advantages, 1 failure.
Okay, so you failed to hit the stalactite. So what are your advantages?
I don't hit that stalactite, but I knock down a couple of others
Okay.
that fall almost hitting me, but lead almost like a set of stairs up to the thing.
Okay, so you got 4 advantages. 4 different stalactites fell in ascending size in a fashion that gave you just a little bit of a gap between the two, so you can or between them, so you could hop from one to the other.
I can kind of walk up it, crawl up it. It's going right up there, so then I can reach up to it and use one of my, my micro cutter to possibly get it, whatever this thing is at the end.
As you look down, the entire floor of this cave room is wall-to-wall stormtroopers staring up at you. So you have come to a dead stop in the water. And you can see the pinprick of light really far away from you, screaming your name.
I will it to come closer if it wants my help. I'm assuming I can say it. I speak underwater. I'm an underwater creature, so I say, come closer, and I will help you.
It wants you to come to it. It's very insistent. You need to come to it now if you want to be anything ever. If you want to be something that matters, you need it. You need to come to it now.
I draw it to me.
How do you draw it to you?
I just...
Force style. He's gesturing force style over the table.
Like air bubbles are starting to generate around you that are floating up towards the surface. You're getting water movement, just kind of holding your arms out. And it tells you it's not enough. It needs you. Only you can be good enough. You're nothing without it. All you need to do is keep coming.
Zen has way too much self-esteem. Like, he thinks way too highly of himself.
Okay.
Pride.
So what does he do?
Not pride, but like the idea that you'll be nothing without it.
Mm-hmm. And it's you need to come to it or you'll be nothing.
No.
So what do you do?
I stop completely.
Okay, you're stopped. The light is in front of you, begging you to come towards it.
And around me is just blackness.
Do you turn around?
Yeah, I look all around.
As soon as you turn around, there's this bright, shining crystal. So it's this rocky little outcrop from the wall. And it's got some kind of bright, light-producing gemstone towards the middle of it.
Ripley effects and whatnot.
Reach out and touch it.
When you touch it, you get the feeling of driving a really expensive sports car down an empty road really, really fast, and nothing bad can happen. It's whispering, "Take me out. Grab me out. Take me out."
I try to pull it out.
As you're kind of getting your fingers around it, you get the sense like when you're riding your bike and you're about to collide into something, but you just don't have enough time to get out of the way, but you like it. That's it. One more tug.
I'm completely uncomfortable.
So do you stop?
Yeah.
All right. What do you do?
I actually sense.
You sense.
Pulls them.
Okay. I spend a light side point.
Excellent.
Of the 2 that I rolled.
So you tap into the light side
sense of the surroundings.
to get a better sense of the surrounding. So as soon as you open up sense, the door slams shut with raw, dark hatred. You are in the belly of the beast, and you are being dissolved.
Zen, no!
I swim back the way.
Swim up towards the surface?
Yeah.
So what you're now kind of seeing is the similarities between the pinprick of light and the surface. As you started heading towards the surface, that light is now getting bigger and bigger and bigger. When you get to the top of it, it's still only about 2 feet wide. It just went straight down, and you kind of get out, you get your head and your tentacles out, and they're covered with this kind of like black, tarry, thick, ugly. You're not even really 100% sure how you were breathing in there. And in front of you is an entire cave wall of little blue glittering crystals that line the entire thing from top to bottom.
I climb out and I clean myself off
Excellent.
as best I can.
Which isn't pretty good, but
It's kind of like sluicing it off of you, shaking the tentacles like a dog, like you're like one of those. Yes, they good sound. They stuff like
Me too.
everywhere.
I think
I reach my hand out towards that crystal and see if I feel anything from that.
I'm sorry, you reach your hand out.
Towards that wall of crystals and see if I feel anything from that.
Any one of us will do.
Nah, 4C.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
I spent a dark side point.
You spent a dark side point to foresee.
Actually, I can't access it.
Okay.
Don't spend the dark side point. To me, it feels the same as that bicycle crash.
Yeah, you still had some of that water in your shoe. And it's the only thing that was coming calling.
So I just pick one.
All right. Nonchalantly grab any old crystal off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
First one you touch just snaps right out and goes into the palm of your hand. You can walk out of the cave.
Yep. I'm looking through the crystal, and if I can't see through it, I'm shining the light into my eye, or I'm shining my light through it.
So you're at the top with your mining tool out. The little crystalline thing in the stalactite is there at eye level. All the stormtroopers are down on the floor watching you.
So this crystal, did I take it yet? I don't
No,
remember.
you can grab it. You can cut it out right
I do want to
now.
grab it. That's my plan. Wanted to grab it, and I wanted to focus the light from the cutting utensil through the crystal, if it is indeed hovering in my hand, and burn them all.
All right, so you reach out and touch the crystal, and you're about to set it free so you can attempt to burn them all.
Yeah.
And as soon as you grab the crystal, one of them screams, and then another one screams, and then they all start screaming, and it's 200 screaming stormtroopers just bellowing at the top of their lungs until you cut the crystal free, and then they all stop, and then they all disappear.
It would have been a good day to die. But I didn't. So I guess I'm looking for an egress from the cave room. So those things vanished, right?
Yeah, so and you can walk down the cut stalactites that you set up and walk right out the same entrance that you came in.
Okay, so all right, yeah, and we have and I have a green crystal. Is that right?
The crystal is very kind of like azure blue, but yours has kind of chunks of rock around it. Like you didn't really get a clean cut, so it's still got some of the stalactite around it. You walk out into the slide bottom area, and you see Bear looking into her palm, and Zen staring into his, trying to shine a light through the back end of some other little sliver of crystal.
Is everyone okay?
Yeah, look what I found. Isn't it cool? Isn't it pretty? Look what I can do with it.
Wow! Whoa! Yeah, that's something. I found something too.
Now's the point I think we should sit down.
Jelly burps again, sickly.
I feel kind of exhausted, like I had a good cry. Something weird happened. I saw ghosts, guys. I saw my mother and father, and they've been dead for years.
Oh my gosh, really?
Really?
Did you experience anything?
Mm-hmm.
What? Tell us.
First of all, I think we are all apparently force sensitive.
You think?
Duh.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize that the two of you also, but I get visions of the future or of things that are going on around us.
All right, so you didn't know this was a toilet when you let us down it?
No.
Okay. All right, then that's fine. I'm not mad.
But I knew something was going to happen down here.
You got that right.
Only when I went down, I actually went down into a dark and choking miasma. It was a terrible place. And
Yeah, like it was real, but it wasn't real?
yes, I was swimming in a dry cave.
He points to the cave that's pretty small and normal cave.
A pile of rocks almost ate my arm. And then there was a...
But I found this, and I hold up my crystal.
And
Wow, all of us have one.
I found one of these.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll lore. Right, so group lore check to kind of figure out what these crystal things are. It is average. So we'll need an average that's a difficulty 2 lore check.
Do I get a boost die because the thing I'm thinking about has to do with something else that I've seen recently and have been dealing with?
Sure. But I get a setback die because you're ankle deep in poo.
And I do not get any kind of remove setback die for
Aha!
lore checks.
Talent your way out of poo room, Dave.
I also spent a light side point.
Okay. That'll
For
give
the
me
most
some to
boring
play
use of
with.
light side points.
Snooze, light side.
And failed
You failed. All right.
with one threat.
Your one threat is that doesn't have any problems with that, so good.
I got the idea that the crystal was calling to me.
Yeah, me too, kind of.
Technically, I got the idea that there was another crystal calling to me, and I picked this one.
I felt that this was a weapon for me to protect people. Yeah.
You look over his shoulder and at the room, the cave's just scorching all over the walls and all over the center of the floor, and it looks like he tried to beat up the room with the mining tool.
All I had to do was punch a rock to get mine.
We should move on.
We should probably move on.
Yeah, let's try to get out of this.
Well,
It's
you
not
did
good-
have a pretty severe hallucination, too. That
Yes.
was part of it.
We all had a very severe hallucination,
Okay.
which I would assume is probably some sort of vision.
But right now, these are real, right? I mean, we all have crystals. We can all agree that we're not hallucinating now.
Doesn't seem to be hallucination.
Doesn't seem to be. Not ruling it out yet. Till we get out of these mines.
You guys saw the finger on the map, right, that led us here?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. But it didn't bring us to an exit. We still need to find the exit.
Well, we were on the route, and then Zen got the notion to slide down here.
Oh, that was fun, though.
All
All right, maybe we should try and climb back up.
The finger led us down here, though, right?
Down to this part? No, it
No.
led you to this junction.
Oh,
And then you very quickly decided which way you wanted to go.
okay.
Right.
And so, yeah, let's climb out.
Okay, we're gonna make efforts. Secure our gear.
All right,
Climbing
so
out.
you kind of got to use random foot and hand holds to work your way up the side so you don't step in poo. The
Sure.
advantage being if you do fail, you're at least sliding down and not falling to your
to
jagged
doom.
rock death.
Okay.
So we'll need a group climbing check.
Okay.
All right, so it looks like you'll be rolling 3 brawn, 1 agility, 2 boost. And the difficulty is going to be 1. But I'm going to spend a dark side point to upgrade that to a challenge die.
Okay. Can we get another boost die for using the rock cutting tool to kind of make footholds for ourselves as we go?
You can, but I'm going to get a setback die because you're not very skilled at using it.
What do you think?
Why not?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
That cancels one of those. So we got 2 successes
Excellent.
and 2 advantages.
2 successes and 2 advantages. All right, so you successfully navigate climbing back up the slide bathroom tunnel for the Bavva worms and have made it into the main shaft. What were the advantages?
Yeah, no, I don't know. What do you guys think the advantages be?
I'm trying to figure some way where we're climbing up this thing and we're passing the cutting tool back and forth, so we're all cutting holes in the things.
But you're all getting
How
with
about
it.
sensing fresh air? I would say that was our advantage, so we have an idea that we're going in the right direction.
Okay.
So between this is stinky air, this is stinky air. There's fresh air, there's stinky air. So we'll have the old spelunking term: if it blows, it goes, meaning that we know which way to
Excellent.
try to crawl out.
I like that. So
Okay.
you get some experience with the mining tool, everyone as they're climbing, and when you get to the top, you get a wafting scent of fresh air from further down the tunnel.
All right, so we seem to be on the right track.
Oh, ambrosia. That smells so good compared to us. She looks down.
She is covered in
Yes.
yeah.
Kinds of rock poo.
There's a path in our future somewhere.
You think you have it bad? I slid down on my tail. I've got it running right down my pants legs.
So we continue on. How narrow is it? Do we need like a marching order?
It is a little larger than Marcus worm sized.
Oh, so no.
you could drive a truck down here pretty
All right.
much.
So we're just picking our way through. We've got a couple of lights going on. I guess we have the cutting tool to generate some light. We have the comlink pad and the data pad thing going on. So we have a little bit of light. Is that all we got right
Sure,
down here?
sure, yep. As you're walking, you pass under what was clearly the path that the fresh air is taking.
Okay.
So when you look straight up, you can actually get a little bit of Bavva sky.
Oh, man.
There's a hole that's been drilled almost vertically.
Drilled, not dug.
Well, sorry, drilled by a worm.
Okay.
But does it look scalable? Like we could climb it?
Oh yeah, you could probably climb it if you really wanted to. It wouldn't be easy, but you could do it.
All right, you guys want to continue on, and let's see if we have a less perilous way to get out.
Let's do that.
All right.
Fall onto
Okay.
this.
So you continue on for.
Oh, by the way, there are 4 worms in this tunnel.
Well, there are 4 worms on this continent.
Oh, on the continent.
There used to be hundreds.
Oh. Never mind. Wow, that's really sad.
What are you saying? They're all dead?
I just realized that they're all dead. I was assuming that they were in the tunnel, but now that I think about it, there are 4 of those big worms left.
And there were hundreds on each continent.
Oh my goodness, I wonder what happened to them.
They were slaughtered.
All right.
It's terrible. I wonder if that has anything to do with the Imperials.
So you continue traveling down the mine. You're probably going on to evening now,
Okay.
and the mine is descending, and pretty regularly at a pretty regular slope at this point.
The finger was leading us to a dead end,
Yep.
but I still think we should continue going.
Well, you're heading that way. You're heading towards you're nearing sort of the end of where that.
The ghost finger
Yeah.
traced to?
We now know how to get out.
Okay, well,
We've had a breath of fresh air. We should continue.
Right,
to
we have an
investigate the
exit, but
tunnel.
yeah, probably another good reason not to go up that is that it's too close to where we started. So we want to.
Well, we're probably gonna have to go back and go out that way anyway. I just
Okay.
think. I mean, unless there's an exit at the dead end.
Well, that's what I'm hoping.
yeah.
Of course, it is an old map. It may not be a dead end any longer.
So as you continue down this main shaft that has been descending lower and lower, the slope starts getting more severe. So it's kind of like you've got to like lean back as you walk to not tumble forward. As you progress farther and farther, that slope just keeps getting more severe. And it's basically to the point now where you're going to have to start climbing to keep going down. This isn't smooth the way the worms tunnel things. This is
Might be a natural formation.
This is more of a natural formation.
Okay.
Are we off the map?
This is the end of it.
We're at the end of the map.
You're at the edge of the map. Yeah.
Okay. Does somebody bring a rope?
I do not have a rope.
Do we have any light side points left?
You do? You have to?
Yeah.
Well,
I think we
I'm
need a
going to
rope.
flip one because I still have some of our safety gear that we used for working on the crane in the very
From the
first
Yeah.
first episode. I love it.
Awesome, man.
All right. So you've got Bear's
Thank
harness
God.
material left over.
Probably pinion this to the rock here if we're going to continue down, and we'll have to do it pretty cautiously. Maybe tie one of our lights to the end of the rope and lower it and see what we see.
Yeah, let's see what's at the bottom.
My fishing
we
rod
can.
is on my character sheet. I'm assuming that means it's collapsible.
Yep.
I'm
Vision.
gonna turn on the space tooth on my data pad so that it connects to my comlink so that we can see what the comlink sees.
Okay.
It
And
has
then
a
I'm
little
gonna
light on
cast
it.
it.
Okay, before you do that, I am going to. Is there some pebbles or anything around?
Sure.
A little bit.
No, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
What, this?
Rocks go cascading down. This like,
All right, well
Did
then.
you not read the... That was not what I would have done, but all right, let's get the camera down there.
so you cast the
cast-
calm line.
Comline. Yep.
Excellent. So it goes down about 15, 20 feet. And then, so I'm assuming you've got some kind of video feed now. So you can see into just kind of like a cave pocket. And those cracked rocks line the entire ceiling of the room. And then there is what you would assume to be an exit hole, unless there are trees growing in the cave. At which point there's a tree over there.
Oh, wow.
Wait, so there's a floor of the cave?
I think
too?
we're coming out at the bottom of one of the chasms.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be in the
right,
forest
okay.
floor.
Oh, this is perfect, you
Or
guys.
we're going to be under the forest floor, depending on how far
It will
we've
take
gone down.
the Imperial Stormtroopers just so long to find us because they don't have this map.
I'm just worried that they're going to kill Marcus.
Thirst.
Perception check.
It's
Cunning?
Yeah, difficulty is going to be 1.
Okay. I have uncanny senses now, so I get a boost die.
Sure.
Ooh.
So if these cancel out, that cancels out. I have a success.
You have a success. You hear rumbles and blaster fire echoing down the chamber.
And maybe not.
Really?
Oh well, so much for my
Let's go down
idea.
out towards the trees.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
I see no way this could go horribly, horribly wrong.
No.
So you guys jump down. So with your light side point to
I sense.
Okay.
I'm worried about Marcus. I spend a dark side point.
There's no living things around you besides the 3 of you.
Okay.
Well, do the trees count?
But the trees aren't close enough, I don't think.
All right.
But they would, yes.
But they may not be what he's looking for. I mean, I don't mean to be pedantic.
No.
I was getting a boost from the cave, I believe, when I got the when I picked up.
Yes,
Marcus.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, you were amplified because you were standing in the crystal chamber.
And I cannot. It's only 15 feet or so down. I
Yeah,
didn't
so
even get to
with
end of my line.
with the equipment, the light side point, the advantage, you guys can descend, no problem. Now, what you do notice is when you stand up straight in this cave, you want to vomit immediately.
Oh, stay low, guys. Stay low.
So you kind of have to crawl through just to keep from puking.
Duck down.
And you don't need a medicine skill or high intelligence to know if you stay in here too long, it is not going to go well.
It's already not going well. We gotta get out of here.
Right. So you kind of crawl out towards this natural opening, and you were absolutely right. You are out on the edge of one of the cliff ravines. You are about halfway up
Right on.
the rock.
Oh, okay.
So you can't quite see the floor. There's still a good bit of mist that's covering it, but you can see these Bavva wood trees. You're kind of staring at the middle of them. Just as a refresher, so the branches come out. The foliage on them is very, very pillowy. It's very stringy. It's like it's like a mimosa tree, like a kushbali kind of thing.
But about how big are they? Like,
Huge. They're massive, the size of cars, basically.
Oh, all right.
These things
So
are like
12 feet
giant.
across.
Yes, these are giant, Candyland style redwood kind of deal. You can hear the keto birds chirping above you.
Air.
You can hear
Air.
low rumblings that you've never heard from the top of the cliff either, coming from below.
Oh
you.
yeah, the lazy creature that has evolved to eat the keto bird by opening its mouth and catching whatever comes in.
Yeah, we don't want to fall down any further.
Oh man, I hope this isn't where Sarlocks come from.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's all for this week. But come back next week and see if Gree, Zen, and Bear can escape the jungles of Bavva and finally rendezvous with Tenga Donald. And don't forget to rate and leave us a review on iTunes. Thanks. We'll see you next week.